I'm going to hit record right now. Okay, perfect. So welcome everybody. This is the Money Mindset Monday night call. It is our official, launch, and it is New Year's Eve. So we are using hashtag Z Party. We're going to have a lot of fun here. We've got some amazing leaders within our takeover team that are going to be sharing their testimonials, really giving you guys some encouragement and inspiration and motivation for 2019. So guys, if you want to mute your mics for me, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Chat is muted. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just kick it off. I really want to just, welcome you guys. And I'm just excited about this movement between Ken and Letitia and myself. We've been kind of talking about really being in a different level for 2019. And what that means is really also getting our team to a different level and getting people just leveled up in the mindset department. We all learn so much about, marketing and social media marketing and tools and skills and strategies. But, a lot of times you can learn all that stuff, but if you don't have the right mindset to go with it, you're not going to be successful. So we really want to take the people that are coming onto this team or onto this call from having an employee mindset to having a business owner, entrepreneur mindset. And so really what I wanted to talk about is what's helped me. Now, I've been, making money online for almost 3 years now. I've been in other companies, but I've never seen anything like MyEcon. By far, the team is amazing, of course. The training is amazing. But what's even more amazing is the fact that it's a company that truly cares about their associates and truly cares about their customers, because we are empowering people with education and knowledge, okay? And that's one thing that people cannot take away from you, is what's between your ears. Because if you have knowledge, no one can take that from you. We give you the skills and the tools, of course, to be financially free, to become financially free. But the great thing is too, guys, is what I really wanted to talk about is my experience so far with MyEcon and the things that I do to really keep me going and keep me motivated. So every morning for me, I take 20 to 30 minutes in the morning to really just be in a place of gratitude. That's the first thing that I do. And I think for everybody, maybe you guys on the call can vouch for this, but it puts you in a different state. You start to really look at your life and realize what you've accomplished so far. And it also forces you to kind of open up your mind to think where you're going to go, right? So I take a step back. I think about what I'm grateful for. I really take in, what I've accomplished. And then I really start tapping into what my goals are. Now, guys, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have goals, I'm going to be honest with you, you're not going to be successful. You've got to come into this and you've got to set goals for yourself, whether that's personal goals, whether that's, relationship goals just with your business partners or your team, or whether that's financial goals. It's so important for you to set a financial goal. If you're coming into this wanting to do the business, think about how much money is it going to take for you to quit your job? How much money is it going to take for you, if you are working a job, how much money do you need to be making on a monthly basis for you to quit that job? Or if you don't want to quit your job, how much extra money do you want to make that's going to allow you to do the extra things with your family and the people that you love, right? So you've got to come in and really write down your goals on a financial level, write down, what you want to accomplish on a personal level and what you need to do to get there. Because you can have this pen and paper in your hand all day. This is not a pen, but okay. You can have this pen and paper in your hand all day and just write. But if you don't have the steps and the strategies on how to individually get to those goals, it's just going to be stuck on paper, So you've got to, think about those things. And this is kind of like what we wanted to do, is bring all the leaders together and have them share strategies and really diving deeply into what are the things that they're doing, to help them, and then what can help you as well, right? So I'm not going to say too much. This is just my little introduction, but that's kind of my bit of it is I do my 20 minutes. I put myself in a place of gratitude. And then from that point on, I review those goals and I just remind myself why I'm here and why I'm doing what I'm doing, right? So whoever wants to go next, you guys can unmute yourselves and I will mute myself and then go ahead and introduce yourself. Kind of feels like a tongue twister. So let me go ahead. I don't know, Chad, Ken, Letitia, Sharice. I know you guys are phenomenal leaders and got tons of value. So I'll have you.
All right, I'll take over. Too easy. Hey, appreciate y'all, Marcy. Great knowledge. Again, pleasure to be in the presence of all of you. Um, name is Chad. I consider myself the average Joe. 14 years and 10 months. 10 months, 14 years, 10 months active duty Army. Um, about 5 months ago, I realized I needed to do something different. I needed to add something to my life, needed to find a point in my life where I can start creating, obviously, something of value for me and my family. In 5 years, I'm going to retire. 20 years in the Army, whatever I'm at, whatever rank, it doesn't matter. I'm leaving. I'm getting out because my body, believe it or not, when you're in the service, your body breaks down faster by carrying all this stuff, these heavy loads, doing these ruck marches and PT every day, physical training. Every morning we start out with PT. So it wears on your body really, really bad. I have lower back issues. I've had them since 2012. I have 4 deployments. I just needed to find something that I could do that's going to put me in a position where I don't have to work, or, this financial freedom, the time freedom, the freedom to travel wherever I want. I didn't want to be that guy that got out of the service and had to go find another job. So I'm going to get a pension. I'm going to get disability payment. So maybe it'll be about $5,000 a month I'll get from the government. But that was 20 years of earned $5,000 a month. But that's not going to sustain the lifestyle I want. So I needed to find something. I was in MCA before with my sponsor, and I didn't do anything in MCA. I didn't have the niche for it with our service members. So I stuck around, and I think I paid the $20 for a year, honestly. So, hey, it is what it is. But then he started posting about MyEcon and credit repair and income shifting strategies. And I mean, my eyeballs opened up, and he said, hey, man, I gave him a call one day. He said, gave me a couple breakdowns, a couple things. And I said, man, that's right up my alley. All of my service members in the Army, Navy, Marines, National Guard, active duty, AGR, the Coast Guard, the Navy, the Marines, all of them need better credit. All of them need to learn how to shift their income. And Marcy, you were talking about this call is about mindset. And, since I've been in the company 5 months and I started preaching this information to people, I learned that a lot of people that I personally know, they're just not there. And I have a long way to go. I'm literally at the base of the mountain, climbing up that side of that mountain to get people to understand. Because I had a conversation with somebody about 2 or 3 months ago, and I said, hey, man, how much you getting back in taxes every year? He said, about 8,000-9,000. And I said, man, you need to do some work with your finances. He's like, oh, well, I like that check at the end of the year. And I was like, because my mind changed. I got the message. The message was sent in the bottle. I opened the bottle. I read the message, and the message was clear. But to a lot of people out there, the message is not clear. Why do you continue to let the government take $100 to $500 of your check a month and use it for themselves to put into bank accounts to gain interest for themselves to help fund the government, when you could be doing the same daggone thing and writing stuff off? It really frustrated me when I heard that. And what frustrates me even more is I can tell them exactly how to fix it, and they don't. That's the most frustrating. So again, we're at the base of the mountain trying to spread this knowledge. And honestly, if people join me and they go away, and I think this as a leader in the Army, if I have talked to one soldier and the soldier leaves the next month and they go to a different duty station, and I see them 2-3 years later and they're a higher rank, and they come back to me and they don't say, hey, Sergeant Verts, you know, they don't tell me I helped them. I don't take that as an insult or anything. I say, you know what? I actually talked to that person at one point in time, and I know I gave them something that led them to where they are now. And that's the way I feel when I talk to people about MyEcon, and they never join me. They never join the team. They never join MyEcon. They never join anything I have to do. But I've talked to them. I've gave them a little nugget they could take back, and they could grow themselves somehow. That's really what I feel is awesome about this company is I can, you know, when I realize that I can't get them in business, I just give them the W-4 income shifting strategy. I say, hey, look, troop, this is what you need to do, okay? I actually ask them qualifying questions. Do you really want to go in business? And they straight up say no. I said, okay. I'm not going to sell them on the business if I can teach them the income shifting strategy. That's just not good business. So I just say, look, here's what you need to do. You got a wife, you got kids, okay? You need to start leveraging your money. Do with this what you want, but you need to go to your website. You need to change your W-4 to this. That's just my advice. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. So I give that to them because I know that down the road that's going to help them. And I would have never known that if I did not come to this company and somebody taught me. So I'm thankful I pay it forward that way if they don't join me in business. And I feel somewhere down the road that's gonna help them eventually. Mindset is really huge in business, and it's really huge in this company, especially all MLMs. I had somebody the other day tell me that I mean, it was a really weird conversation. I joined that Saturday. I said I was spamming my page. I got a bunch of signups that day. Look, that worked. We're naming Saturday, spam your page Saturday. I promise you it's going to work. It worked for me. But anyway, I got about 5 signups that day. No joke. But I talked to this one guy on the phone, and he says his wife was in the background, and she started talking to me. I mean, she was being pretty disrespectful, to be honest with you. And I had to stay professional. If I wanted to say the real things I wanted to say, he probably wouldn't be on my team right now. But she was telling me, she literally called this business a Ponzi scheme. And I was floored. I didn't even know what that was. I went to Google and looked it up. Wikipedia says that within the first 3 words, it says fraudulent. And then I said, well, look, ma'am, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you just call what I do fraud, and I pay taxes. I'm an active duty service member. Why would you say that your husband's an active duty service member? Why would you say it's a fraud? That's fraudulent activities. And earlier in the day, he told me his wife has an MBA, and I was totally floored when she started calling my stuff fraudulent. And I'm going to be honest, straight up, this girl sounded ghetto in the background. I didn't mean to say it that way, but she was using some uneducated terms, and I was a little floored by when he told me she had an MBA and she's talking like that. And I told him later in the day after she was not around, we were talking, I said, look, man, it doesn't matter the education level that anybody is at. If they fail to not see the vision or the information or the know-how or even educate themselves, learn how the system works, you're going to not know, and you're going to make unfair assumptions, okay? Even today, somebody said the same thing to me, that, like we love to be told we run a pyramid scheme, which, I mean, I love the reverberation of, the real pyramid scheme is the CEO at the top where you can never make any more money than him at your 9-to-5 job. So you're going to have lots of struggles. What you have to do is understand you can't respond with your attitudes and your feelings. You have to respond with your business sense. Because if you respond with your attitudes, your feelings against people that discredit what you're doing, you're definitely going to get yourself on the wrong side of somebody, and they're going to report you. And the next thing you know, Facebook's going to kick you out or whatever. crazy stuff out there. People don't believe what we do is real, or it's helping, or it's even legit. But I will say this about mindset. Once your mind switches, once it switches to the right side of your money, never let it go. It's impossible to lose, because everybody's gonna be, you're gonna see such a vision and nobody else sees that vision, and you'll spend the rest of your life trying to let people into that vision of yours, and it'll eat you alive when people can't see your vision. So stay on the right side of the better part of finances, and that's what MyEcon is really all about, is teaching people income shifting strategies to better their money, to get them their time freedom, to get them their financial freedom, so that they can enjoy the rest of their lives. And once you're there, it's really all about helping everybody else get there. Marcia, thanks for letting me talk. Appreciate you.
No, thank you for sharing, Chad. I appreciate it. Yeah, you know, the biggest thing is educating people. I think that, like, planting the seed, because I was there once. I didn't even know that making money online was possible. I didn't even know that making money with network marketing was possible. So it took for, you know, someone that I was following for a long enough time to really educate me. And they planted the seed. And as I did my own research, you know, like, eventually I came around. So, and that's why we're trying to also do these calls, is because even though we sign people up, they don't have the right mindset right off the bat. They come in because they see money making opportunity, or they see, you know, oh, I can fix my credit. And then later on they learn they can make money, but then they still don't, you know, have that they're not in that entrepreneurial frame of mind. So it's really up to us as leaders to kind of like corral those people together and say, look, like, this is what we know, and we'd love to educate you and show you the way. But again, it all comes down to whether or not they choose to really take action. And you've got to be coachable. That's another big thing. So Letitia, if you're ready to go, girl, I'll mute myself.
What's up, guys? If you are seeing this video on YouTube, Facebook, whatever social media platform, you're catching the replay, cheers to you for taking the step to even take the time to want to better your life, okay? Yes, cheers to you. Glasses up, everybody. This is New Year's Eve, and this is what we choose to do. I love my team here because we are so dedicated. We want to help as many people as possible, but I want you to listen up, okay? At first, you know, just to give you a little bit of background, I had to discipline myself. That's very hard. That's a skill in itself, okay? I had to become open-minded once I seen the opportunity online. My first opportunity online, right? I got a nice little video with the lifestyle that I wanted, and I was like, yeah, and, you know, what kept me going was that I seen the progress that my friends were having. They actually were excited to have Wi-Fi in their house. They were so excited to upgrade their phone and to buy their kid so many clothes and shoes, and just actually put them in, you know, acting class and give them more books to read, and actually travel with them and take them to the zoo. And so their life was evolving so fast at a rapid pace, right? Because the income that was coming in was so quick. It's like people put in 40 to 80 hours a week just to see the income that they were seeing in 1 week, okay? So it was amazing to me. Like, they were just excited. Their energy, they were so positive. No more negativity, no more drama on Facebook, no more like long journal stories. I was just really in tune with that. And I'm like, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it, right? And so they didn't let adversity just, you know, put them in a hole and just be negative. They turned their life around for the better. And so I thought that was just like so powerful that they can do it. And I'm just sitting here. I moved my whole life from Northern California to Southern California. I was working 2 jobs, a call center and the post office. I was dreading it. I felt like I was going to die every time I drove in one of those old trucks. Brakes didn't work. I was just like, you guys don't even care about me? Really? You know, and come to find out, I had graduated fresh with my master's degree. You know, after being $104,000 in debt, they wanted $2,000 payments, and it wasn't guaranteed that I would get a career job. So I said, you know what? I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Let me become coachable. I became teachable. I also just wanted to dive in. I was thirsty. So what I did was I did my research on YouTube and Google, and I was watching people, you know, on Facebook and Snapchat and Instagram and LinkedIn and wherever I could. I was thirsty. I was thirsty to learn, what is this online biz? What is this .com world all about? Is it real? Is it a scam? Is it fake? Like, what's going on, right? Even though I still was seeing progress, I was like, you know what? Can I really do it? So that really, you know, that changed my whole life around. I started meditating. I started, you know, I had a playlist of songs that were like positive. It was like, you know, Les Brown and Ty Lopez and Gary Vee, with the background was like still bumping music in the background, you know. I was like, okay, this is cool. I can vibe to this like every day on my way to work. So, and then I started later on, like, bringing my spirituality up. I started listening to, like, John Gray, you know, just things of that nature, and actually started reading. Like, you guys, I was not reading any books. So I started reading, just like maybe a couple pages here and there while I was on the toilet, reading like 5 pages. You know what I mean? Instead of picking up my cell phone, scrolling through social media, I started noticing, I was like, let me read this book. You know what I mean? Let me just tap into, you know, what am I going to do next, right? So I started doing affirmations, like on my mirrors. I have affirmations on my mirror. I started doing that. So my life just started rolling. I'm like living in the moment. I'm just like, yeah. So I just want to tell you guys, you know, I started writing down my dreams. I would wake up. I would write down the dreams that I had. I would write down what I wanted to do for the day. And then I would just take my time, no cell phone, make my coffee, go out on my balcony, and just be grateful, like Marcy said. Just really be grateful and thankful for what I do have. I may not be where I want to be or where I thought I would be at my age. I am about to turn 35. So, you know, back in the day, you're like, where do you want to be in 10 years? And you're just like, oh, I'm going to do this and this and this. And it's just totally opposite. You're like, dang. So you feel like you failed, right? Because you set yourself up, you know, expecting to be this type of person, doing this in your life, whether that's being married and kids, white picket fence, good career job, right? And it all didn't kind of pan out like that. So you feel like you failed, but actually you really didn't. You are where you need to be right now. If you are listening right now, you are where you need to be right now. Everything that you went through was a whole movie. Like, you needed to go through those things in order to get over that, so it can set you up for when it's your season. Okay? You were probably planting seeds, you didn't even realize it, because your season is coming. You just have to be open, you guys, and you have to have structure in your life. If you do have goals and dreams and aspirations, make sure you're hanging around those people that are motivating you, because I'll tell you this. I didn't know nothing about who the hell Ty Lopez was, you know, any of those motivational speakers, anybody. I had no clue who they were. But you know why I knew? Is because I chose to watch the people that are doing what I wanted to do, and they're living the life that I wanted to live. So I studied them, I watched them, and that is when I became in tune with that. So it's very, very important, whoever you're hanging around, you need to make sure that they're uplifting you, that they're stretching you, they're making you grow, they're helping you get to where you want to go in life. Because at the end of the day, if you're around negativity or someone doubting you or saying, you can't do that, or that's not going to work, or whatever, you know what I mean? You're just going to fall back because your mind is not ready yet. So you're going to be sucked into that. You're going to be like, yeah, you're right. And then just like forget about your whole life. You're going to go on the wrong path, right? I could have did that, but I made the decision. And then after that, I wanted to inspire and share with everybody when I made my first dollar. I was so excited. I'm like, this works. My check was probably like, it was like a measly like $36 or something. I'm like, yeah, I made money by myself online. So with that being said, you know, people always ask me, like, when did your life change? My life changes every day. It changes every day. But as long as it's progressing forward and onward and upward and beyond, you're doing well. You know, they always say, you know, the slow man like wins the race, whatever that saying is. Like, as long as you're still like putting your best foot forward and you're just trying, even if it's like in secret, maybe your parents don't like it or whoever you're with is just like they're against it. Just still take your own time. You need time to yourself. Do what you want to do and what feels good in your heart. That's all that matters, okay? And for me, I agreed to document my life. I started a YouTube channel. I started Snapchat, Instagram. I reactivated my Facebook. You guys, I had no social media. So over the past year and a half, can you believe I was a private person? And so now I'm out there. I'm sharing with you. Why? Because I'm passionate. Because it works. Because I want to share the happiness and the culture that I'm a part of right now. This culture right here that you're watching us, the team, how positive we are. Some people clock into a 9 to 5 and all they hear, girl, I got to tell you some tea at break. Oh, girl, I got to tell you something at lunchtime. You know, it's all drama. It's negative. People playing telephone, right? Every time you go to work, you're dreading it. You're just so down. But here, the online, the .com world, we're positive, we're uplifting, we're motivating each other. You know, we're sharing pictures, we're living our best life, right? Like everything you want to do, where you want to be, like whatever it is. Like we are so positive. Why? Because it's not easy. The thing that is easy is the structure of the business. The structure of the business is easy. You watch templates and videos, you put the work in and you're done. But what is hard is to maintain your mindset. To maintain it is where it gets difficult, because social media can really be an influence to you and the people that you hang around, right? So you got to make sure the people that you're hanging around and what you're listening to, like who do you listen to every day? Who do you talk to every day? You know what I mean? Like, who's influencing your decisions? Are you listening to your inner being? Are you listening to yourself? Are you letting somebody else run your life who hasn't even put their self in your shoes? So you got to be careful of that. So everything is easy. The mechanics is easy. But to maintain it is where it gets difficult. That's what you got to understand. So what I want to tell you guys is, let me just end it here. After I started sharing my life, I made the decision to share because I want everybody to be happy. Once I found a formula that works for me, you know, we give out a lot of suggestions on what works and do this and do that just to get you going on your feet. Just to, you know, if you're new to the game, that's perfect, right? You know, I feel like if you don't know anything, that's perfect, because then you can kind of like, oh, okay, I gravitate towards that person, or I can, oh, I like what they did, or I like what they did, and then remix it, put your own little spin on it, you know, put your own little flavor of Kool-Aid on it, and then get going and find out what works for you. Because here's the deal. You always will see the end result of an entrepreneur's life. Okay? But what I want to do, what we want to do on this panel right now is actually show you the steps that we took before we became successful, so that you can document your journey and you can feel good at the end of the day and say, I made it to the top and now I'm successful, and repeat the process and show your downline or whoever's on your side the same thing, and they can do it too from where they are today.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, girl. I feel like you just took it home. I think the call is over. Anybody else who thought you were going to speak, it ain't going to happen. So I'm just kidding. But that was awesome. Like, thank you so much for sharing that. And the way you broke everything down, the way that you just like spoke and made everybody understand that all the mechanics is easy. We can learn all those tools and, you know, all the techie stuff, and we can learn all that stuff, right? There's times, I remember in the beginning, I wanted to just like take my laptop and throw it to the wall, because trying to integrate, you know, autoresponder with this and that. And that's fine. Eventually you're going to learn that stuff. But what was hard for me was waking up every day and staying positive and tapping into that personal development to keep me going. Because we're all human. We're going to get down. We're going to have down days. It's just the way it is, right? But it's how fast you get out of that. And as an entrepreneur, you learn every single day to get yourself out of it faster and faster. And you don't stay there, you know? So I'm going to let Ken, if you want to share. And then anybody else, if you guys want to share, like, feel free to do so before we end off. But I don't see Sharice on. Is she still on? I think she hopped off. But Ken, I'm going to have you share. And then if anybody else wants to share and just kind of end it off, then that be it. And I'm going to go finish off my New Year's Eve. And
So what's going on, guys? Like, I just wanted to come up here because they dropped some killer nuggets, killer nuggets. So I'm just going to end it with a little bit of mindset as well. Guys, with me getting it started, and it's crazy that we actually did this because I actually, I don't know when you're watching this video, but right now it's the end of the year. And literally, my mindset could have changed for the complete worst. I'm just going to give you a little personal insight of what my actually last 24 hours and 48 hours has been like. So I get off, and right now I currently have a job, but it's kind of temporary. But I get off work, and I come home, and my brother actually wants to use my car, right? So he gets in, he gets my car, he actually goes to see my dad at his job, and less than 10 minutes of me giving him my car, I get a phone call saying somebody has stolen my car, right? So now I'm just like, my mind, I mean, you could think, if anybody steals your car, where does your mind go at? 1,000 different places, right? Now, yeah, I'm trying to figure out, how in the world, like, I work at the airport, so I have a badge that, is security, right? So, anything in the airport is definitely secure. So I have that information, that my ID inside of my car, which is now gone. So now I'm trying to figure out, what am I going to do? How am I going to go to work? Because I can't get in the airport if I don't have that badge, right? I can't, I don't have a car no more. So, there's a lot of different things running through my mind, right? But I still have a business to run. So I had to just like really calm down for a second and know that I still have to run my business. Even though, and the reason why I tell y'all this, because life happens, right? It could be, your mother's sick. It could be your car got stolen. It could be your dog just got ran over. It could be your dog got, so happened to get fought by coyotes. I don't know. All this stuff has actually happened to me. Like, literally, like, all this stuff that I just named, it has happened to me before, one time in my life. What could I have done? I could have just stopped and let this take control of me and just give up. But I didn't. I actually stayed to course. I actually stayed, answering information. People that's hit me up trying to get started, I've actually still stayed trying to get them started inside of the company, because I know right now it's temporary. All this stuff, a car is temporary. Of course, your mom's not temporary, but as long as you keep positive messages, I always kept saying like, oh, she's gonna be good, she's gonna be good, she's gonna be good. And lo and behold, she got better. But even if something negative did happen, you still can't let that stuff bother you, because right now it's just temporary. Guys, you're gonna be able to get through it. I had a guy today, he was on my team. He just got started like less than 2 days ago. He was like, I'm starting to feel discouraged. I'm like, why? There's no point in getting discouraged. There's maybe 700 people that you might could talk to on your Facebook page, but there's thousands upon thousands of people that still don't know you're in business, right? So why give up on yourself because you feel a little discouraged, like you haven't talked to them all yet? Now, if you talk to every single person in the world and you still haven't made no money, then I can understand that. But until you get to that point, like, don't come to me and saying, like, hey, I feel discouraged. Because listen, there are people out there that's kind of just like you, have the same mindset. The reason why you got started in this business online, making money online, is because you wanted something different, right? So there's people out there that have that same vision, same goal. So when they see what you're advertising, they're going to come. They're going to want to get more information. And some are going to act right on the spot. Some are going to take a little time to keep rethinking it over and over again. And some people just may never get started. But stay the course. That's the whole main goal. Just stay the course. Keep taking action, day-to-day action, because that 1 minute that you are not putting into yourself, putting into your grind, the next person is, right? The next person will outwork you. So that's the name of the game, guys. Like, don't get outworked, because if you get outworked, you will get left behind. So, I just, like I said, let somebody steal my car, let me go down, and I just don't talk about my business anymore for 2018. But guess what? 2019 is coming in like a few hours. So I'm going to turn it right back up and get back started, get back on the grind, and not let nobody else outwork me in 2019. Or whenever you're watching this video, the next year past. But yeah, y'all guys understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, guys, like, don't get outworked. That's the whole big goal. Don't get outworked. In 2019, don't get outworked. In 2020, don't get outworked. In 2021, don't get outworked. Nobody is better than you, right? Nobody is better than you. Come into this business and with that mindset of nobody is better than you. Because you can outwork anybody.
Yeah.
So
I love it. Wow. I'm sorry about your car, and I didn't want to have to say that because I know you're like, God, that's toughed up. Like, I'm here, I showed up, and you could have not, like, you could have chosen to just not show up. You could have just said, hey guys, you know what? I'm sorry, I'm going through right now. This happened. I'm not going to make it to this call tonight. But
right.
you pushed yourself through it and said, you know what? I still have to show up. And that's the thing. It's like, people end up staying in jobs because they're just comfortable with just like, they're in their comfort zone. Because if I had a job, or like if somebody's working a job and something like this happens, like, okay, I could just, take a day off or something. Let me take some PTO to kind of get over my feelings for what happened or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you work a job, you can do that. But if you run a business, you got a team. You still got to keep making money, because now everything, your livelihood is dependent on your business,
And a lot of times, even at your job, you can't do that.
Exactly.
A lot of times there's people, like I said, you might have that third strike at your job where it's like, hey, you don't show up, you might as well go ahead and look for another job.
That's
so
true.
Guys, like, it's the same thing. When you come into the mentality of owning your own business, bring it into, instead of you being an employee at your job, put your shoes into your bosses. You gotta. That's basically what we're transitioning you into. Becoming a boss, becoming your own boss, right? Being able to make your own schedule. Some of y'all guys, y'all might actually make your own schedules now at your job, so you understand the mindset, right? So what we're trying to do is, like I said, teach the other people that don't have that same mindset to get into it. So, this message is not for everybody, but it is still for everybody, because even you that actually make your own schedule at your job, you still have to get that reassurance of telling yourself, like, hey, I can do this. I won't stop. I won't fail, because, I see myself wanting more.
Self-discipline.
Exactly.
And I always say this, self-discipline is equivalent of self-love. Honestly, like, people confuse what self-love is. Like, if you are self-disciplined, that means you love yourself enough to get shit done because you want help. You know what I mean? Self-discipline is self-love. And like, people just need to learn to really discipline themselves. And once you become self-disciplined, like, automatically your mindset, just, it shifts. Like she was saying, every day she would read, a couple pages of a book. Like, she disciplined herself to pick up that book and read it. She didn't have to, but she did it. So I'm loving this movement so far, guys. Like, I'm excited. I'm ready. Like, look at Chad playing around with the backgrounds and everything. Like, thank you for everybody that showed up. I don't know if anybody has some last minute things that they want to say before they get back to their families. It's New Year's Eve. Letitia, Ken, Donette.
Yeah, I just want to say,
I'll actually.
The whole part is to get you to become an employee. Right now, you could be, You know, I mean, an employer. Right now, you could be an employee. We're trying to get you to be an employer. You know, like right now, you're probably waiting for those checks every couple of weeks. We're trying to get you to start writing those checks, you know, but it all starts with you, okay? It all starts with you. I mean, every company like Amazon and all them, they all started from a little home business somewhere. So you got to start somewhere. Everybody has a chapter 1. So share your story so that one day you can share your testimony and really inspire all of those people who want to do the same thing like you.
Exactly. And there's only one you. Like, there's things that I may say that people don't vibe with that Letitia says, and they vibe with her. You are unique and special in your own way. Everybody, like, I can't be Donette. Donette can't be Ken. And so it goes on, you know? So just be your authentic self, and you guys, the people will follow. People will start to follow. So that is it for me. Thank you guys for hopping on. I'm going to post.
I'll jump in real quick.
It's going to be on YouTube, and you guys can, you know, snipe it, download it, do whatever you want with it. And yeah, see you guys on the next one.
Wait.
Let me.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll take you back off of the mindset and the self-discipline. For me, I'm a nurse, but I'm a mental health nurse. So I have to go driving to different facilities, nursing homes, communities, hospitals. My boss is actually like 2 hours away. So I could actually just go home and chill and say like, yeah, I'm at work, whatever. But I have to have that self-discipline to actually make sure that I'm going and holding myself accountable to go see my patients. Even if there's nothing going on and nothing happening, they're all fine. I still go by to see them. Also, give a little bit of background. I'm a nurse. I take care of my 82-year-old mother. She can do everything on her own, but I help handle anything she needs medically. My sister, I handle all her medical. My kids, of course, everything. So I'm pretty much, I guess you could say, like, I'm the glue that holds the family together. Plus, I'm everybody's nurse in the family. So, like, I could have, right now I'm at the hospital with my sister, got a call that, hey, yeah, last night they called me, hey, we got a liver, she's primary. Dude, I lost it. I was bawling, so I was happy that she's getting it, but sad because of the family who is losing a loved one. So I constantly ask, pray for that family because they lost a loved one where we're able to be blessed to keep my sister. And this is my sister. She's all bundled up because she hates COVID, but she is my why right now on why I'm in MyEcon, because I want to be able to just at the drop of a dime, be there for her. She'll be here for 10 days. And then she goes into one of the hospital's apartments that she has to stay for 2 months. I don't have that kind of leave. So me doing MyEcon and some other side online businesses is helping me to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to take FMLA. I'm going to take time off from my 9 to 5. And I'm going to go and be with my sister because she needs somebody with her 24/7 after this. My job is not going to say, okay, yeah, you know, we'll hold on to your spot or whatever. So MyEcon is, you have to be in that mindset to know that if you continue to press forward and do what you need to do for your business constantly and stay constant, you're going to be constantly getting the money in. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say is you just got to be in the mindset. I've given up many times. I have family members who are doubting me. They're like, yeah, whatever. Okay. I'll see it when I believe it. I'm like, okay. So when I'm making that big money, don't come to me and ask for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, the mindset, you have to be self-disciplined and know what you're going for. Right now, my goal is my sister. After that, it's going to be, I just want to travel. My kids are grown. I have a 22-year-old and an 18-year-old. I just want to travel. I'm done raising kids.
Wow.
But I also have my brother-in-law who is not so good of a parent, and he's not always in town. So I have to raise his kids, which is 11 and 4. So I get them off and on. However, I'm trying to push away, even though he's trying to give me custody. That's a whole nother thing. But with all that's going on in my life, I could easily say, you know what, I can't do this. And people, I hear too many times, I don't have the time. You don't have the time. I work from 8 in the morning till 4:30 in the evening, sometimes longer, depending on what I'm doing with one of my mental health patients. Then after that, I got to go home, cook dinner, take care of everybody else, make sure I stop and get everybody's medicine from the different pharmacies, and then get on here. So I'm usually up until 1 or 2 in the morning, still hustling. You got to be in the right mindset.
There's no excuse. That's true.
There's no excuse. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I have a lot in my life going on that I could have said, you know what, I can't, forget it.
Yeah.
But there, if you want it, you got to go for it.
Exactly. And that's why
you can either have excuses or results. You can have excuses or results, but you cannot have them both.
That's true. And you mentioned something about people doubting you.
Yes.
I mean, the reality is like those are all the things that you're up against, right? So think about it. Like, if you are not developing yourself on a personal level, forget it. Like, it really starts there, you know? So, Letitia,
they're my motivation too. I want to prove them wrong.
Yes, prove them wrong.
And then also being a nurse, I love to nurture and help people. So that's my thing. Okay, yeah, I want the money. That's good. I want to be able to, make that nice dollars. But also I want to help these people that we're paying way too much in our taxes. We're working the first 3-4 months of the year for free? Get out of here. I want to help people to get on their feet. So I've actually had some people who I'd never in my life thought would actually join. I've known them since I was 5 years old and really don't talk to, and they actually joined without me having to say anything to them, just by watching.
Wow.
Yes. And I want to ask you a question. If you are watching this, are you where you want to be right now? What is it? What is it? If money was not an object, what do you see yourself doing that's successful and happy? What legacy do you want to leave off this earth? Like, what kind of legacy is it? So let's get you going on the path of destiny by hopping in on this opportunity and changing your life just all through mindset. Okay, let's just get that mind right first. Start there.
Yes.
Yep. We're going to keep doing these calls every Monday. So I'm looking forward to more and more people and like the community growing and more leaders stepping forward and just more people sharing, like what's important to them, like their whys and what keeps them going and really what has helped them in the mindset department and where they started. Because like you mentioned, Letitia, it's more about showing them the strategies because everybody has a chapter 1. Everybody. Like we all started somewhere, and we didn't all have this mindset that we have today. So what was the steps that we took to get here? So I'm excited, guys. Thank you again. Like for you guys who took the time to come in, I needed some more champagne, y'all.
Let's do a quick picture. I want a photo.
Yes, okay, photo. Oh, I need to fill up my glass. Anybody else have a drink? Screen.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh my God, look over here. Do one more. Hold on.
Okay.
I look like a weirdo.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
All right, you better share that in the chat. This is awesome. All right.
Hey, look. Let me say one more thing before we go.
Okay.
For those watching right now, look, no black belt has ever gotten their black belt from never stepping in a dojo and learning. No race car driver has ever won a race from never getting on a track and racing in a car. No entrepreneur has never gone into the entrepreneur business and tried something without failing and then getting back up, brushing himself off, and retrying. So if you are sitting there thinking, what are these crazy people talking about right now? We're talking about jump your butt in, get busy, learn something, and fall down and get back up and go again.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. Woo! Guys, 2019 is not running for us. All right, I'm gonna hop off. I'll post it up in I'm thinking I'm gonna share it on one of my YouTube channels. I have 3 over there too, Chad. You gotta have backups. And I will catch you guys on another Zoom next Monday, same time, same place, 9 p.m. We'll have more people come on. We'll grow this thing. Happy New Year, everybody. I love you all.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Love y'all. Be
Happy
blessed.
New Year.